Most people think fat loss is supposed to look clean and predictable, perfect eating, perfect workouts, and the scale drops every day. But that never happens in real life. So this is what people expect to happen with their fat loss. They expect it to come down. If we looked at weight, days, they expect it to be a perfect line every single day, the weight dropping. But this is what actually happens. You'll have Monday a weigh-in here, Tuesday maybe here, Wednesday might be higher than Monday. Might have a few that are the same, come down, go up. Every day is going to look different because of weight fluctuations. Fat loss is not linear. Your body weight can change day to day because of hydration, sodium, stress, sleep, digestion, hormones. None of those mean you gained fat overnight. So as you can see, what I meant by that, your fluctuations each day can kind of look like that with daily weigh-ins. And because of that is from water, sodium, stress, sleep, digestion, hormones, your if you're a female, your cycle, many different things. And this is where extreme approaches cause problems. People see a normal fluctuation and assume that something is wrong. And because of this, usually it's going to lead them to restrict harder. Maybe lower their calories. Maybe try to go to the gym and do way more cardio than what they thought they should do, when all it was just normal day-to-day weight fluctuations. Because since they didn't know about the weight fluctuations, they're reacting to a bunch of noise that they're creating in their head and not actual fat gain. Real fat loss happens when your body stays in a slight calorie deficit over time. Not perfect, not aggressive, just consistent enough. So let me explain that here. Here is the maintenance line. And you want to be right below that. In a slight calorie deficit. Our goal is not to force weight loss quickly. It's to create an environment where fat loss can happen without burning you out and becoming overwhelming. Because if we do too much of a deficit, we're going to risk losing muscle mass, and we do not want that. And so this is the environment that fat loss needs. So when we focus on habits, structure, sustainability, these are what's going to help us create that deficit to where it is not so overwhelming. We can easily start losing that fat consistently week after week after week. Now back to the fluctuations we talked about. Many people don't like to weigh themselves every single day because it stresses them out. And it stresses them out because they don't understand weight fluctuations and the physiology of how fat loss actually works. So when we understand this, then we can use our weigh-ins as a tool for data to help us show the direction that our body is going in. Why is it that important? Okay, so let's say if you only wanted to weigh in one time a week, so every Monday, okay, because you didn't understand how weight loss fluctuation works. All right, so every Monday, let's say week 1, you were 200 pounds. And then next Monday, you're 202. You're going to think right there, oh, wow, I gained weight. I gained fat. What I'm doing is not working. And that's what I was talking about earlier, where it caused you to restrict more or to try to do more. And that resistance, in that it just puts you in more of a prison and more of a stressful mindset that is going to cause you to end up breaking and going back to old habits. But if you would have taken the 7-day weight average by understanding weight fluctuations, you might have noticed that week 1 could have been 191, 201, 202, 199, 198. Okay? But because you did not take these weigh-ins, you had no idea that you're actually trending down and you're losing fat per week. Instead, you're thinking, oh, wow, I just gained 2 pounds, and you're going to give up. Remember, fluctuations are just normal. You have to understand that that is your body's physiology. You need to just work with it instead of thinking that you can somehow trick it and fool it to not have these fluctuations. They are going to happen. It's just a part of the process. Okay, so let me go ahead and erase this, and then we're going to talk about another thing here. Okay, so let me kind of explain a little bit more detail of what I meant about the fluctuations in the 7-day average. Instead of doing just once a week or once a month, okay? You need to, whatever you can track, you can manage, okay? And if you understand the philosophy, then you're going to be okay. All right, so on a graph here, this is weekly scale. Okay, it might look here, there, 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 okay? It's going to kind of look like this. All right. You're going to take the 7-day average. And that's the only number we're going to care about. All right. And what you're going to notice as we go through this program, and I'll be showing you this exact data so you can see what I'm saying. This is going to be, I'm sorry, ignore what I said up here about that. This is daily. This down here is weekly. Week 1, week 2, week 3, okay? Now, the 7-day average is going to be one data point. And then you are going to notice the next 7-day average is going to be another data point. Another data point. And this is going to be more of a consistent line. If we are creating the right structure, the right routine, the right environment, and you're increasing your hydration, you're getting better sleep, you're exercising, you're getting a little bit more steps in. As we build up on all of those things, you are going to notice the 7-day average every week is coming down. So one week might be 200.1. The next week might be 198.6. The next week might be 197.6. But it is going to be trending down. So if you understand the physiology and you understand how fat loss works, that is going to help you have so much more peace of mind in understanding this system and realizing this is a lifestyle change and this is the habits that are going to lead to those outcomes. So one last thing here, talking a little bit about when I said calorie deficit, what does that mean? Okay, so metabolism, you don't have a broken metabolism or anything like that. Metabolism is just a set of equations based on the feedback that you're giving it, what's going on internally, and then what also you're consuming. So we can look at this through an energy balance model, okay? It's calories in minus calories out equals, it's either going to be neutral, negative, or positive. And that is going to be determining if you are gaining weight, staying the same weight, or losing weight. Okay? Now, the reason we want to be barely underneath that neutral if we're trying to lose fat, we want to barely be underneath because we only want fat to be lost. We want to still be building muscle and strength or maintaining muscle. Okay? If we go too far down in the negative of this equation, like a crash diet or a really low calorie diet, you're going to be losing muscle and not fat because your body is going to hold on to the body fat stores for energy for later on because they're going to be like, whoa, we're needing energy just to function. We have to do something, so we're going to save this for a later date to survive. But if we are finding a structure and we're making these changes and we're slowly getting in that deficit, we're going to be still able to have energy to function mentally, physically, hormonally, and then be losing that fat as we're, maintaining the muscle. Okay. So this is, and you don't have to worry about getting into the equations like how many calories I need to do this, how many to do that. We need to focus on your lifestyle, your habits, your mindset of how you might emotionally do this or that. And then as we change those things, it is going to better improve this right here, the calories in section of that. Then as we improve other parts of our lifestyle and our routine, it's going to further increase the calories out portion. Okay. So if we can get a hold of bringing our calories down over time to a proper point, and we can improve our habits and structures over time to increase the calories out going, then we're going to be in a better negative state here in the energy balance. So then that deficit is going to lead to a weekly consistent fat loss. So every single week, you're going to notice that 7-day average is coming down and down and down until we reach a healthy body weight and a healthy body fat percent. Then we can focus on going to this neutral here and maintaining that. Okay. So hope this makes sense to you. I hope having that understanding is going to allow you to trust the process a little more and to kind of have more of a motivation and buy-in behind what we're doing, because this is physiology. This works for every single person. This is how fat loss works and how weight fluctuations work. So I hope you learned something from this. You can take away a lot from this.